Now, Kent's Army veteran who developed a tumour 2 years after he was present during nuclear tests in the 1950s is hoping that he'll soon find out whether he and his comrades are finally going to receive a medal in recognition of their experiences, which could then potentially pave the way to an effort to fight for compensation.
Yes, Terry Quinlan from Westmoreland in Kent was among 22,000 service personnel sent to the South Pacific as part of the programme to develop British nuclear weapons. A government medals committee is due to meet to consider their case after a long campaign for recognition. Amanda Akass reports.
Cassidy Airfield on Christmas Island in the far Pacific.
At the age of 18, Terry Quinlan was called up to national service and sent to the far side of the world. Trained as an army driver, he didn't know until arriving on Christmas Island that the force assembled there was to build and run the colossal infrastructure needed to test nuclear bombs.
Not until 10 seconds after the flash may anyone turn.
We were told to sit it, with our backs to the sea, fists in our eyes, and wait for the countdown. Flash come. Like somebody opening the furnace door behind you, or throwing hot ashes on you. Or you could see straight through your hands almost, see the bones,
In 3 years, Terry experienced 5 tests in this way, only ever dressed in his regular shorts, boots and hat. 22,000 British servicemen were sent to the South Pacific to observe nuclear bombs being detonated. The tests were carried out between 1952 and 1958 as part of the UK's programme to develop its own atomic weapons. It's estimated only around 1,500 of the veterans involved are still alive today.
Through the late 40s and the 1950s, Britain was engaged in a race to catch up with the Americans and the Russians on nuclear weapons. They were acting on the best evidence they had about the risks. The fact is, we now know, because there's a huge amount more data, that the risks are far higher than they believed.
Terry had 2 large cancerous tumours removed from his chest at the age of 23. He and other veterans believe their health problems are all due to the tests. They're hoping a government committee due to meet in the next few weeks will finally recognise their experiences with a dedicated medal.
I am absolutely supporting the idea that these people need recognition. Many, many years ago, they sacrificed an awful lot, many of them, sadly, their lives, unknowingly in experiments that were not adequately protected.
The Ministry of Defence says 3 studies have found no evidence linking the tests with veterans' ill health, but a 4th is now underway. They say some veterans have successfully applied for compensation.
If we can get recognition, some compensation and get a medal. I know it was Cold War, it's still war.
Terry, who's now 80, says this is his last chance to be heard. Amanda Akass, BBC South East Today, Westmoreland.